And I didn't get double chins because they ran in my family. I got double chins because nobody ran in my family. What was the turning point that made you start losing weight? I was 225 pounds. I had cystic acne, chronic yeast infections, constantly bloated, low self-esteem, insecure, dating nothing but narcissists, probably pre-diabetic in my 20s, and I was dead broke. I had a double chin and a big back, and I couldn't see my toes in the shower. My life was in shambles, but I didn't realize it. I thought my life was normal. I was a CrossFitter, a marathoner, and a longtime yoga and Pilates enthusiast. Then I met Jimmy Leach, the fat burning coach in Columbia, South Carolina, and Jimmy said, "You eat too much." He explained to me through years of coaching that, Tony, your body is only burning around 1,700 calories a day, but you're eating 3,000 or 4,000 calories a day. I don't eat that much. Okay, but you do. I was going to Chick-fil-A. Think of this like money. I have $1,700 to spend on food every day for the entire day. I would spend $2,500 on one meal from Chick-fil-A. That's how I got a double chin. I got a meal plan and I started to eat the amount of calories my body was burning. I lost 80 pounds of fat and I became a nutrition coach, and I've helped 100,000 people since then. That's it. Drink some water.
She said stop complaining about how cold it is outside to walk, because during the summer it's going to be too hot to be as big as you are.
Y'all, I ended up on SkinnyTok. SkinnyTok is not to be played with. Like, they're gonna put you in your place. You're overeating. I'm like, I am overeating. Like, they do not play over there. Like, I typed in when I was like looking at sea moss and coconut coal, and then I'm looking up a walking pad. So like, I just gradually got over to SkinnyTok. Don't go over there if you're not ready to hear the truth. Okay, I'll tell you that much. But I do want to lose weight, so I probably should be over there because it's strict. It's real strict over there.
Is SkinnyTok toxic or the real deal for weight loss advice? Today, I'm diving into the world of SkinnyTok. It's tough love, raw honesty, and yes, even its weird quirks. Let's get real on whether this approach is a toxic trend or a motivating, self-discipline driven way to change your body naturally.
SkinnyTok will change the way that you view food. For example, on SkinnyTok, those girls and guys over there, mainly girls, say if you eat big, you'll be big. And if you eat small, you'll be small. And it's so true. We don't realize how big our plates are here in the United States. It's okay to order kids' meals, and it's okay to eat half of your order and then take the rest to go and eat the rest later. And just really focus on your portions. They're not going crazy over there eating big. And not big backs. The second thing is they view food as fuel instead of a treat because we're not dogs. They said, you don't need a treat, you're not a dog. And I was like, that's so true. So we don't need treats. Food is fuel. If you eat big, you'll be big. If you eat small, you'll stay small. That's what it is.
So basically, what I learned from SkinnyTok is that in order for you to get your waist snatched, in order for you to be skinny, you don't need Ozempic. You need to break up the relationship with food. Yeah.
Mom, it's a bad time. I'm hungry. What I can do? Pray. Bad time is not time to go eat, okay? Have a cup of tea. Read your Bible. Talk to God and go to sleep. Tomorrow, it's a new day.
Hey everybody, it's Precious Pioneer and welcome back to my channel. Today we're getting into something a little bit controversial, SkinnyTok. Is it toxic or is it exactly what you need to get real about weight loss? Let's dive in. I've been following SkinnyTok trends for a while, and I have to say, I find it both quirky and motivating. These girls are raw and even quirky at some moments where everybody can just have a little bit of a laugh. There is no sugarcoating of the truth of how some of these girls lose weight, maintain it, to keep their thin figure. They remind us that sometimes it's not always about what you eat, but sometimes and often it's about how much. And let's be honest, no one has ever gotten fat from eating fruit alone. And don't get me wrong, they're not exactly pushing extreme dieting either. In fact, they often swear by simply cutting out overly processed foods. I personally love this because it forces personal accountability for the foods that you intake into your own body. And it's kind of a direct reflection of how calorie counting won't exactly work if you don't change the kind of foods that you are consuming. And often they teach you small little things like learning to say no to the donuts provided at work, and don't feel compelled to fill your plate when you're already full. A lot of us grew up the same, where we grew up, where we needed to finish our entire plate before leaving the table. And so on SkinnyTok, they remind us that no, we're adults, we could stop eating if we're full and then save the rest for later. And it's perfectly normal and okay to be a little bit hungry. It's never fully an emergency, and it won't kill you.
I know you girls want to fight me, but if I were you and my back was that big, I'd fight Chick-fil-A instead. I didn't make you big. I just met you today. You was big when you met me. So instead of fighting me, why don't we fight Chick-fil-A? Because Chick-fil-A knows you by your last name. That's crazy. Your pleasure. You pull up, she already know your order. 3 Polynesians, 3 mayonnaise, because you don't play. All right, so slow down. You should start fighting Chick-fil-A. If Chick-fil-A made me as big as it made you, I wouldn't go there no more. So let's play a game called No More Chick-fil-A. Every day you don't go to Chick-fil-A, you get a little bit smaller, You had Chick-fil-A and Chipotle yesterday. Yeah, I know you did, Brian. Your profile photo tells me you did. It tells me everything I need to know about you.
Everything that you put in your body is a choice. If you're gaining weight when you didn't intend to gain weight, that's on you. No one else. I see so often people saying like, oh, I gained relationship weight, I gained weight with my boyfriend, my partner, whatever. I could blame mine. No one forced you to eat all that. When we get food, like we usually get a lot of food. My boyfriend's a bigger man. He's tall.
Call me that?
No, you're tall. Especially takeout. There's usually a lot of food. I lost like 30 pounds since being with my boyfriend. That's because I don't want to I taste everything. Like I try everything. When we order food, I'm eating a little bit of it. If you want to lose weight, you can eat those types of foods. I'm literally proof. But like, I'm not gonna go all out on eating.
You're not gonna eat the whole entree. You're gonna have a couple bites of everything, call it a day. Portion control.
Portion control.
But I'll eat everything. I don't give a fuck.
Disclaimer, this is literally not for the people that are gonna comment and say like, oh, well, my boyfriend likes my extra weight. That's not what this is for. That's not. It's for the people that gained weight that didn't want to gain weight. I'm surrounded by so much food all the time, which in my opinion, coming from a binge eating disorder, made it easier because I was like, oh, all this junk food is accessible to me. Your boyfriend, your partner, whatever, is not sitting there force feeding you to eat something. Everything you put in your mouth is on you.
I hate to admit it, y'all, but the girls on SkinnyTok, they're right. They know exactly what they're talking about. I've learned so many tips and tricks from the girls on SkinnyTok, and not just that, they've cracked the code to weight loss. They've simplified it down to where a toddler can lose weight. And not only that, they've helped me realize how I had fat woman habits. Like I had a fat woman's habits. The way I eat, the way I thought about food, how I censored food, how every event I went to was involving food, how my whole life surrounded around food and lack of movement. Yeah, I would go to the gym, but I still wasn't active. And I know somebody gonna be like, how you go to the gym but you're not active? Because if you go to the gym for an hour a day, but then you sit the rest of the 24 hours, I'm not active. So in honor of SkinnyTok helping me, I'm gonna give y'all some of my favorite tips I've learned from SkinnyTok thus far. Tip number 1, weight loss is all about eating less and moving more. It's just that simple. If you eat less and move more than what you eat, you're gonna lose weight or not gain weight at all, period. Tip number 2 that the girls on SkinnyTok taught me is to prioritize movement. Like, it is as simple as a walk. I live 2 miles from the grocery store, and it wasn't until I got on SkinnyTok that I actually started to walk to the grocery store. Why do I live 2 miles, not even, from the grocery store, and I had never walked there before until I got on SkinnyTok. SkinnyTok taught me that I was just pure lazy, for real. Like, laziness, just convenience was at the root of everything, and that is crazy. So thank y'all for that tip. Tip number 3 that the girls on SkinnyTok taught me is that it is okay to still go out to dinner, to go out to eat. Of course, every event does not need to be centered around food, but when you go out to eat, you don't need your own fucking meal. SkinnyTok taught me that there's friend groups that go out to eat and they literally share a meal. They share a meal. They share a fucking appetizer. They're not ordering their own fucking 2-person pasta. They're not ordering their own burger, triple cheeseburger with fucking fries. They're splitting a meal. they're splitting a meal. And if they're still hungry or want something else to nibble on, they'll split that too. Shit, to be honest, it seemed like they split everything but the drink. If we're really being honest. That was golden for me because as a person who was raised to not get up from the table until you finish your food, we've been psychologically trained that we need to eat our full plate or even take it to go. You don't need all that fucking food. You don't need all that fettuccine alfredo. You don't need fettuccine alfredo with a slice of cheesecake for dessert. Like, where's all that food going? What tip number this is, but the next tip. SkinnyTok taught me that you're not hungry, you're fucking thirsty. A lot of y'all, because I drink water now, are fucking dehydrated. You just simply don't drink enough water. Every time your fucking hunger cues cue in, you think that means that you need to eat. You need water, Rookie. Water. You need to drink some liquids. And the last and final tip that I'm going to take to the grave with me is that either you pay for the body you want now or you'll pay the doctor for it later. Okay? I don't know who needs to hear that. Because either you're going to get a gym membership, work out now, eat right now, buy your supplements, or you'll pay the doctor later. Let's not talk about how Minister Tony Fine Fit said, and if you're hungry at night before bed, eat your pillow.
Another major point that they like to make is movement is essential. SkinnyTok influencers are all about getting at least 10,000 steps a day. Staying active is crucial. It's a reminder that every bit of movement works and it counts. I remember this mom, she was explaining how she dropped off her son to one of his workout classes, like sports or some class that he had to take. And she's like, I could just be a mom that sits in my car and scrolls on TikTok until he's done for the hour. Or I could just squeeze in my steps in, and she's walking back and forth in the hallway. And she's explaining SkinnyTok is a mindset. Sometimes you don't have access to a gym, the perfect schedule or anything, but wherever you can get your workout in or to hit your steps for the day, you either make it your priority or you don't.
SkinnyTok is the best thing that has ever happened to this app, and it is a huge reason as to why I decided to get skinny and lose the weight. The creators on here have made it so simple to understand fat loss because they honestly showed us the things that they actually did to lose their weight. And I was gaslit for years because these influencers would come on here and show us their perfect little lives and show us how they got skinny. And you see, they would lie to us because they would come on here with their what I eat in a days, and if you or I ate what they ate, we would not look like them. And for years, I thought I was broken. For years, I thought there was something wrong with me. So then I stayed overweight and content with my body because then the body positivity movement came through and gaslit us even more. You have to love and accept your body. And I would tell myself those things, but I never did. I never believed the gaslighting. So anyways, now we're here, we're losing the weight, we're getting skinny. I just want to say thank God for the founder of SkinnyTok, Liv Schmidt. That girl drops bar after bar after bar, fact after fact after fact. She normalized the word skinny on here, and now we are all using it to get the body of our dreams.
You're gonna walk 10,000 steps a day. No, your intense HIIT workout doesn't replace walking. You can't just do your HIIT workout and then stop walking all day. You need both. Seriously, whenever I stopped doing my 5 a.m. yoga before work and I started just focusing on hitting 10,000 steps and 3-minute, 5-minute workout videos, I lost all the weight working my 9-to-5 job. And if you think 10,000 steps is a scary number, focus on the time, okay? Focus 10 minutes before work, 10 minutes lunch break, 30 minutes after work. Then if that still only gets you to 7,000 steps, that's better than nothing.
So in the middle of the night when you get hungry, chew on a pillow instead. Advice for a bloated face: your face is not bloated, it's fat. Eat less. Cortisol face, scroll down. I call it a Chick-fil-A face. That's where you got that double chin from, Chick-fil-A.
We're not skipping our walks because Skinny Girl Talk said that they're going to talk behind your back already, so make sure your back's not big.
Here's one thing they don't tell you about SkinnyTok. Remember, SkinnyTok is a lifestyle change. It's not a diet. And for those of us who have kids, it's important that our kids see us being active and doing lifestyle changes and not a diet. Now, overlook all this gray hair. It's because it's up in a bun. But anyway, when your kids see you being active, they will also be active. Ever since I've started walking these 10,000 steps due to SkinnyTok, my daughter is joining in on the fun as well. My daughter has been joining in with me on the walks, And of course, my fur baby comes too. And remember, those 10,000 steps is cumulative. You do not have to do it all at one time. I like doing 2 30-minute increments and then getting the other steps in along at different times during the day. So guys, get out there. Remember, our bodies are supposed to be in motion. Get those 10,000 steps in. And remember, we eat to live. We don't live to eat. And your fur babies need the exercise too. Get it, Tank, get it.
SkinnyTok is also known to drop some catchy phrases that have been reshared and reposted all over, such as what you eat in private, people can see in public, which really speaks to how the choices in your life directly reflect to the results you're trying to get for the shape or physical look of your body or the aesthetic you're going for. They push the idea that discipline is everything. I love their take on treats too. They say things like, why do you need a treat for every time you do something good? You're not a dog. It's tough love, but I feel like they keep you honest, and honestly, I find it to be very funny.
Enjoy the taste of it. But let's say if you eat Ezekiel bread and it tastes gross to you, do I care? No, I do not. You've had a lifetime of food that tastes amazing to you, and your back shows it. It's as big as a linebacker. If I were you, I would only eat food that tastes gross. You've eaten food that tastes amazing and you can't see your toes in the shower. If I were you, I would eat food that tastes gross so that you can get your blood pressure down. So start eating gross food. I don't care. Your name is not Keith Lee. You don't get paid to eat. Everything that goes in your mouth doesn't have to be a 10 out of 10 experience. You don't have to get an orgasm when you eat. So some food you will eat and maybe it won't taste that good to you, but does it matter? No, it does not matter at all. You're fine. Yogurt with fruit and granola? No. Do 1 cup of Greek yogurt, 2 boiled eggs.
What I eat in a day as someone who's not a big fat fatty fat. I can't lose weight. I have big bones. Like, I'm just not pretty. First of all, you're lazy, you're boring, and you look disgusting. How about you stop being a big fat complainer and do something like use your chubby little elephant legs and go for a walk? Eat small, be small. Eat big, be big. I've actually studied this extensively on Google. When your stomach is growling, that's actually not a bad thing. That's actually when your stomach is eating away at your fat. So it's almost like your stomach is applauding you. Let's see. I'm struggling to be motivated in my weight loss journey. Okay, really you just have 2 options here. Option 1, lose weight so that your thighs don't chafe in your jean shorts this summer, or option 2, get on your friend's boat and sink it. I hope that helps. Put the fork down and pick your feet up. Okay, trust me, your body will thank you. Where is your hoodie from? Okay, honestly, you guys, the best accessory for any outfit is just being skinny. So unless you're an extra small like me, like it probably won't look good on you. But if you are, it's linked in my bio. I really want a sweet treat. Okay, what do you want a treat for? Are you a dog? Are you also gonna bark and do tricks? Like, disgusting. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this because then I know you guys would want to eat this too. But you guys do not need to be eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day. Okay, that is insane. Just have a taste. That's good. Hungry to bed, hungry to rise makes a girl smaller in size. Good night, fatties.
I'ma pop the fork out your hand when I say this. You don't need no more cheat meals. Then your cheat meal turn into a cheat week and you've already had a cheat life. You've been cheating for 28 years. You don't need no more cheat meals. Asking what snacks are we gonna eat? You don't need no snacks. You need real food. Healthy food is not nasty. You just can't cook. You need to add some more seasoning. That's the problem. Vegetables are good and they're good for you if they're seasoned right.
Bitches get bored and love picking up the fucking fork. How about you pick up your fucking feet instead when you're bored? For reference.
Coming from a background as an ex-college track athlete, I threw javelin, not long distance. I never really focused on the details of dieting and disciplined eating. I honestly never really believed in dieting. I always felt like it's important to make lifelong decisions that can sustain you over time, and diets are kind of just a fad. So why expel everything that's not good for you for a moment in time just for you to have it a year later because it's allowed and you gain all the weight or progress back that you were looking for before, you know? But lately I've embarked on this new running journey and embraced all the health benefits that come with it. Eating less, moving your body more. In a world where we normalize quick fixes like Botox, subscriptions to Ozempic, BBL culture, I honestly feel that SkinnyTok reminds us that sometimes the best approach to get the figure that you want in your body is simply being real, raw, and honest. No meds, no surgery, just making daily decisions every day. Making disciplined decisions every day.
You eat for the body that you want. You eat for the body that you want. You want to be skinny, you got to eat less. You want to be bigger, you're going to eat a little more. You want to be big, you gotta eat big. You want to be small, you gotta eat less, smaller. You know, just like an athlete. I used to play volleyball in college. You eat for the activity that you're doing. Let's say you're in the NFL. None of us are in the NFL, let's be honest. But like a quarterback is not going to eat as much as someone on the offensive line. Their jobs do different things. And I know that's a job. And I know people are going to be like, well, that's a sport, that's a job. I can still want a body in my everyday life that I'm happy and healthy and content with. So eating needs to follow what I want out of that body. Does that make sense? Being skinny and wanting to have like a leaner, thinner body is going to take a little bit more work because it takes constant daily effort. You don't just get to it and you have it. You have to work at it every single day. So when I hear people say, oh, they don't eat that much, we just eat less. We eat less. I eat a ton. I eat a lot less than I did when I was 115 pounds heavier. A lot, and I'm okay with that. That's fine. I don't ever want to be that girl again because that girl was so depressed, was so miserable, and hated every single day of her life. So I'm okay to eat a little less to feel the way I do now, and I feel phenomenal. I eat whatever I want. Like I just had McDonald's fries. I had half a large of McDonald's fries. I eat what I want. I just don't eat how much I want. I limit myself. I have the boundaries, or people say that, like they have boundaries around food. You have boundaries around friendships. You have limitations around work, around a lot of things. Like you can have the boundaries around your food because honestly, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna feel better when you're eating things that are good for you and you're eating them in limited sense. When you're unlimited eating and you're out of control eating, a lot of the times our emotions, our feelings, our anxieties, our depression is out of control too.
Way to increase water intake, drink more water. Pick up a bottle and drink it. That's how you increase it. Yes, it's strict here. I wish it was strict at your mother's house. If it was, you wouldn't have a double chin now. You're 600. Putting castor oil in your belly button is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I don't know who SkinnyTok is. Thank you so much. Half a kind bar for breakfast? No, be kind to yourself. Summer planned? You're not gonna look good this summer, baby. It's too late. Summer is in 2 months and some change. You're gonna be big this summer. You're big now. You're gonna be big this summer. But this summer is over. You're not looking good this summer. You should have started before. Sorry. God, 90 days till summer, 60 days till summer, 30 days till summer. Oh my God. You're big now, you'll be big this summer. So just go ahead and make sure you got a moo-moo on top of that bikini, because we're not seeing no skin out of you.
So, what do you think? Do you think SkinnyTok is toxic? Or is it just like a no BS, efficient way to get into shape and someone is being super real about it? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let's chat about it. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for more real talk on health and wellness. Thank you so much for watching and I'll catch you in the next video.